Imagine a world where AI doesn't just answer your questions, but actually decides what ads you see and maybe even influences your buying choices. Google Gemini and Amazon Alexa Plus are racing to dominate this space. Today, we'll break down who's leading, how they work, and why it matters to you. Ever wonder how a single coach can change a whole team's fate? Mike Macdonald might just be doing that for the Seahawks. By the end of this video, you'll understand what makes his approach different and why Seattle fans are finally feeling hope again. Why keep watching? Stick around because this isn't just a story about plays and stats. You'll get insight into how coaching decisions, player trust, and smart defensive schemes can turn a struggling team into a contender. Whether you're a diehard fan or just curious about football strategy, this video will give you a clear picture. 1. Who is Mike Macdonald? Let's start with the man at the center of it all. Mike Macdonald. Macdonald is a young, energetic defensive coordinator who made a name for himself in the NFL with creative defensive schemes and sharp player management. Before joining the Seahawks, he worked with the Ravens, helping craft one of the league's most respected defenses. The key thing about Macdonald is his attention to detail. He studies opponents closely, adapts in real time, and makes adjustments that can completely shift the momentum of a game. Think of him as a chess master. Every player on the field is a piece, and Macdonald knows exactly how to move them for the best advantage. 2. The Seahawks' struggles. Before Macdonald arrived, the Seahawks had a few rough seasons. Defensively, they were inconsistent. Sometimes they could pressure quarterbacks, other times they allowed big plays that cost them games. Fans were frustrated, and hope was hard to come by. The team also struggled with injuries, roster gaps, and adapting to a changing league. But the biggest issue? They needed a leader on defense who could organize the players and create a system they all trusted. 3. Macdonald's philosophy. This is where Macdonald makes a difference. He believes in flexibility. Instead of sticking to one strict system, he adapts his defense depending on the opponent. If a team has a strong passing game, he may focus on coverage schemes. If they have a dominant run game, he'll shift to more aggressive defensive line strategies. Macdonald also emphasizes communication. Players know their roles, but he encourages them to read the field and react. This approach builds trust. Players don't just follow orders, they understand why they're doing something. For example, in his time with the Ravens, he created pressure packages that confused quarterbacks without using a lot of fancy blitzes. Simple movements, smart timing, and strong fundamentals. The same principles are now shaping the Seahawks defense. If you're watching this and thinking, I wish I could see a play like that in slow motion, stick around. I'll break down some real examples from Seahawks games later in the video. 4. Early signs of redemption. Even in his first season, Macdonald's impact was visible. The Seahawks showed more consistency in the secondary. They were better at stopping big plays and created more turnovers. Players who were underperforming in previous years began to thrive under his guidance. One highlight came during a close game against a top offensive team. The Seahawks defense adjusted mid-game, confusing the opponent's quarterback and forcing a crucial interception. That play became a turning point in the match and showed the team that they could rely on Macdonald's system. It's small moments like this that build momentum and confidence. A team that believes in itself is harder to beat, and Macdonald is slowly making the Seahawks believe again. 5. Player development. Another key to Macdonald's success is player development. He takes young talent seriously, giving rookies meaningful roles and guiding veterans to improve their skills. For example, cornerbacks have been able to read plays faster, linebackers are more confident in coverage, and defensive linemen are timing their rushes better. Macdonald doesn't just want players to execute a plan. He wants them to understand the strategy so they can make smart decisions when the game gets chaotic. 6. How Macdonald handles challenges. No coach has a perfect record, and Macdonald has faced challenges. Seattle's roster isn't perfect, and injuries sometimes force him to improvise. But his strength is adaptability. He can adjust schemes on the fly, teach players quickly, and keep morale high. Even when a game doesn't go perfectly, he looks for lessons instead of blaming players. That mindset encourages resilience. Players know they're not just following orders, they're learning and improving every week. I want to ask you, which Seahawks player do you think has improved the most under Macdonald? Type your answer in the comments. I love reading your opinions. 7. Key defensive strategies. Let's break down a few of Macdonald's signature strategies. Flexible fronts. He mixes 3-4 and 4-3 formations depending on the offense. This keeps quarterbacks guessing. Zone pressure. Instead of sending too many players on a blitz, he uses subtle movements to confuse opponents. It can lead to sacks or hurried throws. Coverage rotation. Defensive backs shift roles mid-play, which reduces mistakes and increases interceptions. These strategies may seem simple on paper, but they're highly effective when executed with discipline. They allow the Seahawks to compete even against top-tier offenses. 8. The fan perspective. From a fan's perspective, the change is noticeable. Games feel more controlled, defensive stops happen at critical moments, and the team seems to have a renewed energy. Fans are no longer waiting for mistakes. They're hoping for key plays that swing the momentum. Macdonald's calm and confident leadership translates into the stands. When a team trusts its coach, fans can feel it too. 9. Future outlook. What's next for the Seahawks? If Macdonald continues on this path, the team could see long-term improvement. Expect a more disciplined defense, smarter game planning, and stronger player performance. But it won't happen overnight. Consistency, player health, and continued learning are essential. The good news? Early signs suggest the Seahawks are on the right track, and redemption might be possible in the near future. 10. Lessons beyond football. Even if you're not a football fan, there's something to learn from this story. Leadership, adaptability, and communication can turn a struggling team or project around. Macdonald shows that success isn't about one big play. It's about steady improvement, trust, and making smart decisions under pressure. If you've ever tried leading a team, at work, school, or sports, you might notice a few parallels here. That's what makes watching football more than just entertainment. It's a lesson in leadership and strategy. Conclusion. To wrap up, Mike Macdonald is quietly reshaping the Seattle Seahawks. Through flexible strategies, strong communication, and a focus on player growth, he's building a defense that can compete at a high level. Fans may finally have reason to feel hope and excitement again. Redemption isn't guaranteed, but the Seahawks are moving in the right direction. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more.